Hey, welcome back, innovators, to episode number 8, Part-Time Integration. Leonardo da Vinci once said that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and I agree. You see, the problem with the way that most consulting groups approach medical integration is anything but simple. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's expensive, it's complicated, and quite frankly, it's exhausting. Enough is enough. There are far too many amazing integrated clinics that are struggling. Well, I'm on a mission to change that. What I've come to find from over 5 years working with integrated practices is that simplicity really is the secret. The old saying of less is more is true. Through a streamlined approach, I was able to create multiple successful 7-figure integrated clinics, and now I'm going to show you how you can do the same. Join me as I share with you the secrets to successful medical integration and practice growth. Join me on a journey to greater sophistication through innovation. I'm Dr. Andrew Wells, and welcome to the Simplified Integration Podcast. Hey, what's going on, Doc? So I always wondered, is it possible to do medical integration part-time? And the reason I wanted to know that is because if you've listened to me and followed me for a while, you probably know that I'm not a big fan at all of conventional integration for a lot of different reasons. It's complicated, it's risky, it's high overhead. That business model is quite frankly dead. I know a lot of groups are still selling it and promoting it like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread and it's going to save healthcare somehow, but that's really not the reality. So my question was, is it possible to do integration on a part-time or a small scale? So what I did was I set up an office kind of as a proof of, a proof of concept. So I went into another state, a nearby state, and I opened a practice from the ground up. So this was like, and it was a regenerative medicine practice. So there were no existing patients. This was a brand new clinic. And I wanted to see like if we could do it part-time, if it could be run remotely, and if it could be run truly part-time. And so what we did was we opened up this office, and the office was only open 4 days per month. That's it. So 4 days per month. So what we would do is I would do a couple seminars on a Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of that week, we would do consultations, exams, and all the therapies. And so here are the results. The first 3 months, we did about $140,000 in revenue. That was all cash, zero insurance. And we saw a total of 18 patients, which equated to a little less than $8,000 in revenue per patient. And we did that on a $2,500 per month ad budget. So that was the result. Now, the reason we did it out of state was because we were already working in our area, so we knew we could do it in our area. But I wanted to see if we could do it actually, because it forced us to make it run part-time, because we couldn't physically be there to run the practice. And lo and behold, it worked. And so, yes, you can run integration in a part-time fashion, but here's the secret, is that you have to cut out all the fluff and all the BS. So all we did was focus in on regenerative medicine, which is a cash therapy. So it cut out all the insurance, all like the little like ancillary therapies that you have patients do just to increase your insurance reimbursement. We were able to run our staff part-time. So our nurse practitioner only worked like a few hours per week because we only had a couple of patients for her to see. So everything was part-time. It was very low overhead, very low risk, didn't require a lot of risk, like overhead and risk and complicated care plans and things on our part. It was, we saw the patient. If they were a candidate, we did an exam, diagnosis, they had their injection, and that was it. Now, that's not an ideal way to run a practice, in my opinion, but this is kind of a test run for us, and we found out that it actually works. So the reason I wanted to do that was not only to see if we could do it, but also how we could apply this to your practice and your office. So can you run something like a side business or a side therapy in your office part-time? And the reason I think that's so important is because too often chiropractors will add a therapy or a protocol or a procedure to their office, and it totally derails what they're already doing, and it sidetracks them from their core business, which is being a chiropractor. This is a huge issue with the conventional integrated model, is doctors take on this business model, and all of a sudden it's so all-consuming and so complicated to run that doctors very quickly find themselves in over their head because of the complications that come with integration. So what if there was a way to cut all of that crap out and condense it into a way that works for your patients, that works for you, and financially makes sense? And that's exactly what we did. We proved that that's possible. So you can take something like regenerative medicine, run it 4 days out of the month, still be profitable, still help patients, but without it creating distractions and clutter and headaches for chiropractors. And so I just wanted to show you with this podcast that is possible. You can do it. Some of the most successful doctors that I know are running their business in that exact same way. They have this sort of what I call a side hustle that complements all the work that they're doing, complements their revenue, and it makes for a really smart and scalable business model. So this is a really short podcast episode, but I hope you found this helpful. I hope you find this concept of part-time integration helpful, and maybe you can see yourself doing this sometime in the future. So Doc, hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, innovators. Thanks for listening to the Simplified Integration Podcast. The fact that you're listening tells me that you're like me, someone who loves simplicity. And the truth is, those who embrace simplicity are some of the greatest innovators. So I hope you got a ton of value from what we covered on today's episode. Be sure to subscribe and share with other docs that you feel could benefit from greater sophistication through simplification and innovation. If you've got specific questions that you'd like answered on this podcast, or you've got specific topics that you'd like me to discuss, just shoot me an email at info@integrationsecrets.com. That's info@integrationsecrets.com.